Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 44 of What If Tsunade Was Naruto's mother. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also stay in tune because after this I'm gonna be posting a new episode of What If Kurama Gave Naruto a Dojutsu, so stay in tune for that. And also go ahead and check out Anime King 2, my second channel. If this is the first time hearing of Anime King 2, I'll be leaving a link at the top of the description. So go over there and check it out. And if you enjoy the 100 plus what ifs over there, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of both channels. So thank you all for your support and help. So today I'm going to be posting what if Naruto had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix? And also, what if Naruto had 9 Keke Genkai? So go over there and enjoy those. And remember, if you're new to comment down below and tell me, I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So thank you all again for your support. And without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. So to do a little bit of a recap, the last part, Naruto used a re-summoning jutsu with Katsuya as he entered the barrier. He then came in to witness the epic battle, as the first Hokage and the second Hokage realized that Tsunade had a son as they were surprised, but they were also happy that the Senju's name is living on. They were even more surprised when they saw Naruto use his Mokiton ability. Tsunade told Naruto to hide because this battle is way above his head, as Naruto went off and hid in the bush that Hashirama created. The battle was intense, with Orochimaru facing off against Sarutobi, and Tsunade facing off against her grandfather, and Jiraiya facing off against Tobirama. It was then that they switched opponent and Tsunade faced off against Orochimaru, as she used one of her kunais to stab him. It was covered in a poison that she created, as Orochimaru's body started to go numb. It was then he saw his sword, as he called his sword towards him. It was flying towards Tsunade's back at incredible speed to pierce right through her, but she was pushed out of the way as Naruto took the sword right through his back, and it burst through his heart. Tsunade rushed over and tried and heal Naruto, but it was too late, as Jiraiya and Sarutobi saw that Naruto was dead. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So, let's start this new episode. After the death of Naruto, the battle inside of the barrier took a brief pause, where the only sound that could be heard was Tsunade weeping for the death of her only child. Jiraiya tried to do his best to console the weeping woman, while Sarutobi just kneeled down next to Naruto's body. "I am sorry Naruto, it should have been me, not you," said Sarutobi, as he was sad that the boy's life was cut short. "Tuh, what a waste," Orochimaru thought, with a frown on his face. After a minute, a smirk came on his face. "It seems, Tsunade, that your necklace has once again claimed another victim. A shame though. He would have made an excellent vessel one day, but like all foolish children who dream to become Hokage, they end up dying a needless death." Hearing this, both Jiraiya and Sarutobi glared at Orochimaru, as Tsunade stopped crying when she heard Orochimaru's word. "It's really a shame though. He had so much potential, like little Nawaki. But it was a waste," Orochimaru said as he started to laugh. But it was then that Tsunade appeared in front of him with a blinding speed as she slammed her face into his face, breaking his front teeth and his nose as he was sent flying back as he crashed into a nearby tree. "I'm gonna kill you," said Tsunade as her fist shook with anger. It was then that Sarutobi and Jiraiya got at her side. "Kill them," said Orochimaru as he looked at Tobirama and Hashirama. "No," said Hashirama, surprising everyone by his answer. "What did you just say?" asked a shocked Orochimaru. That Hashirama refused his order. "He said no," said Tobirama. "There has been enough fighting and deaths today," as cracks and smoke start to appear on their bodies as they start to turn pale. What's going on? I don't understand, this shouldn't be happening, said Orochimaru confused. Although you learn how to use the Edo Tensei, you do not understand it fully. Human emotions are so strong. After we witnessed that boy saving Tsunade and taking that on himself to save her, and knowing that he was going to die, we are able to free our souls from the Edo Tensei and return to the afterlife, said Tobirama. Impossible, said Orochimaru with wide eyes, as he was surprised that this was even happening. Tsunade, I am sorry, said Sarutobi. I am sorry for all the problem that we caused today. As their bodies then crumble away and their souls were set free, with the three girls and Kabuto, Kabuto managed to subdue them all, but he was panting heavily and his body was injured. They were on the ground as Kabuto cut the tendons in their arms and their legs. As Kabuto went in for the kill, but then something came at him as he quickly jumped out of the way, but his cheek got cut. As Killer Bee appeared, damn it, I have no chance of defeating him, thought Kabuto. I need to retreat. B-sensei, don't let him get away, said Yujito. He won't, said B, as he rushed after Kabuto. It was then that they heard a huge explosion as everyone looked up to see the barrier fall. Orochimaru, thought Kabuto. I have to go. Kabuto then ran through hand sign as he disappeared. Damn it, he got away, said B, as he looked around the area. Back with Katsuya and Kushina, they were in a battle with the snake as Katsuya then stopped after receiving the information. Katsuya, what's wrong? Finish the thing off, yelled Kushina. It's Naruto, said Katsuya. Naruto? Did something happen? Kushina asked. He's dead. Kushina was shocked. What did you just say? Seeing that both Kushina and Katsuya was distracted, the large snake broke free from his binds and digged straight into the ground. It was then they saw the explosion as the barrier fall. This can't be real, said Kushina as she looked up to where the barrier was. 2 minutes earlier, inside of the barrier, after seeing the former Hokage's fall, Orochimaru still didn't understand what just happened. This can't be happening. My plans, they were perfect, thought Orochimaru, as he then looked down at his hands to see that the poison that Tsunade used on him messed with his hands greatly. Seikon, release the barrier. We are retreating. Yes, sir, said Seikon as the others nodded to each other as they said Kai, and the barrier disappeared in a bang. Once the dusk engulfed the place because of the barrier going up in a bang, Seikon and the others jumped to Orochimaru's side, where Seikon and Jirobo took his hands to hold him up. But it was then that the Sound 4 felt that immense killing wave as it made them froze. They felt like their hearts were just ripped out of their chests because of the killing intent. As Tsunade was marching towards them, Orochimaru, said Tsunade, because of you, I have lost the most precious thing in the world to me, the one thing that gave my life meaning, the one thing I love the most. As the diamond on her forehead extended over her body, Tsunade then raised her hand in the air as she slammed it down on the tile roof, destroying the entire roof with one single punch, sending everyone flying away. Tsunade then looked up to see Orochimaru and his guards in mid-air. Let's go, none of us stand a chance against her now, said Orochimaru, as they quickly jumped down into the street and started to run. You're not getting away, said Tsunade, as she chased after Orochimaru. Tsunade, wait, Jiraiya yelled, but she was already gone. Jiraiya, we need to go after her and help, said Sarutobi, who was holding Naruto's body after everything was blown away by the punch. Right, but before they could leave, Anbu Commander and his team arrived. Hokage, are you alright? Yes, I am fine. Sarutobi then laid Naruto on the next roof. You have done more than enough today, my boy. Hokage, is he? The Anbu asked, as he looked down at Naruto. Yes, Sarutobi said, with regret in his eyes. I understand, replied the commander, as he and his man took off, after Tsunade and Orochimaru. With Tsunade, she was chasing after Orochimaru and his team as she quickly caught up to them with her immense speed. Every time her feet touched the ground, there would be a crater because of the amount of power that was currently coursing through her veins. "Damn it, she's catching up with us," said Teiwaya. "I will hold her off," said Jirobo as he created a massive earth wall with its cursed seal in the first form. But Tsunade clapped back her fist as she smashed right through the wall as her fist contacted with Jirobo's face, sending him flying over the village as he crashed into a building. "Damn it, that useless boy, he didn't even slow her down for a second," shouted Teiwaya. "Let me deal with her," said Kidomaru as he quickly activated the first level of his cursed seal and spat out webs at her to try and slow her down. Tsunade quickly activated chakra scalpels as she cut right through them as she grabbed Kidomaru as she kicked him right in the side, sending him flying through a building. "Damn it, those useless shitheads. Now Kidomaru is out," as she turned and saw Tsunade closing in on her. "Teiwaya, take Orochimaru. I will handle her," said Seikon as he turned around and raced towards Tsunade. "Ukon, I am going to need your help, brother," said Seikon as he glanced back. "Right," said Ukon. As they were starting to separate, but Tsunade was on them in seconds as she grabbed both of them head and slammed them down into the ground as a large crater was created as Tsunade was rushing after Teiwaya and Orochimaru now. Suddenly, a snake burst out of the ground as a smirk came on Orochimaru's face. This should slow her down. "Get out of my way," said Tsunade as she channeled her chakra to her fist and slammed it in the snake's face as the snake went up in poof. "Damn it! No one can stop her," yelled Teiwaya. "Orochimaru, please go on ahead. I will slow her down," said Teiwaya. As Teiwaya then started to go through hand sign as she raised her hand to do a summoning jutsu, but Tsunade caught her hand. As Teiwaya looked up at Tsunade's eyes that showed nothing but rage, Tsunade twisted Teiwaya's hand as her bones snapped. Tsunade lifted her over her head and slammed her into the ground and lifted her again, and she kicked her away. As Tsunade quickly rushed after Orochimaru, as Tsunade was on him with seconds. As Orochimaru turned around, he was at the outer wall. He then sent his massive tongue towards her, but Tsunade quickly sidestepped it as she grabbed his tongue and pulled him towards her, where she delivered a fist to his face, breaking his jaw. But she wasn't done there as she pulled him back with his tongue and started to deliver blows after blows, as she then kicked him right under the chin, sending him flying in the air. She then jumped up and did a roundhouse kick as he was sent flying into the outer wall as his body smashed into it. As Orochimaru's body was screaming in pain, all of his insides were messed up. Seeing how badly wounded he was, Orochimaru opened his mouth as wide as he could and another Orochimaru crawled out, but he was still under Tsunade's poison, as his arms were grey and the veins were blood red, feeling like they were on fire. What kind of poison is this, Orochimaru thought, as he couldn't understand what she did to him. Orochimaru was snapped out of his thoughts when he heard, "This is for Naruto," as Tsunade stepped in front of him. Orochimaru tried to move his hands, but he couldn't, as Tsunade's feet buried down into the ground because of the amount of force, as she clapped back her fist and slammed it in his face, as he was sent flying through the outer wall, breaking through that thick wall. As Orochimaru crashed down on the ground, his body was in serious pain. He couldn't even feel his face. He then saw a shadow came over him as he narrowed his eyes as he looked up at Tsunade, who was channeling chakra into her fist. Seeing the amount of chakra glowing on her fist, a look of fear came on Orochimaru's face, knowing that Tsunade could kill him with that punch. But before Tsunade could deliver the fatal blow, a figure jumped between the two of them and kicked Tsunade away. Tsunade quickly flipped in the air as she landed on her feet. "Excellent timing, Kabuto," said Orochimaru as he coughed up some blood, as Kabuto quickly picked him up. "This is not good," thought Kabuto. Orochimaru is badly injured and I cannot take him away from here with Tsunade right in front of us. She will no doubt attack us as I try to move. It was then that the Sound 4 arrived as they were badly injured, but they were on the shoulders of Teiwaya summonings, the three ogres, as they landed between Tsunade and Orochimaru. But it was then that Jiraiya, Sarutobi and the Anbu appeared, and also the Mizukage, the Raikage, Darui, A, along with Kakashi, Zabuza, Killer B, Guy, Yamato, Asuma, Anko, Shizune, Kurenai, and Kushina, and also the Slug Queen. After seeing his opponent, Orochimaru knew that his side had no chance of winning. Orochimaru then looked at Kabuto as Orochimaru narrowed his eyes at his own hand as Kabuto looked down. Kabuto quickly bit his thumb as he saw the seal on Orochimaru's hand. He wiped his blood down and ran through hand sign. The Konoha ninjas rushed at them, but Kabuto was already finished as he summoned a two-headed snake. Katsuya said Tsunade as the slug used acid and melted the snake. It puffed away as Tsunade then jumped over to where Orochimaru was as she slammed her fist into the ground and all the smoke was blown away. Damn it! Where are they? Ayo, can you sense them? Asked the Mizukage as Ayo looked around with his Byakugan. No, they are gone. Damn it, said Tsunade as she was ready to run after them, but then she felt a hand on her shoulder. That's enough, Tsunade. You're at your limit, said Jiraiya. Jiraiya, if you don't want to lose that hand, take it off of me, said Tsunade. No, said Jiraiya with a serious tone as he was dead serious. Can't you see that you're at your limit? If you go after them now, you would be heavily damaged out there. I don't care anymore as long as I take him with me, said Tsunade. Stop talking like that, yelled Jiraiya as he was angry. As everyone was surprised to how Jiraiya was talking to Tsunade for the first time. Naruto wouldn't want you to do something like that. Don't you dare bring up Naruto's name into this, said Tsunade. Then stop acting so selfish, yelled Jiraiya. Don't think for 1 second that you're the only one hurting here. I love that kid as if he was my own flesh and blood, but acting like this changed nothing. Do you really want to throw away his sacrifice like this after he gave up his own life to save you? After Jiraiya said this, most of the shinobis were shocked when they heard that Naruto gave up his life. Is Naruto dead? But before any of them could say anything or do anything, Tsunade, I promise you, we will find Orochimaru. It may not be today, but we will find him and make him pay, said Jiraiya. Jiraiya is right, said Sarutobi, as Tsunade realized that they were telling the truth. But she had too much anger and frustration in her as she clapped back her fist as she slammed it into the other side of the outer wall as she tear down the entire wall, a very large portion of the wall with their fists, as everyone had to shield their eyes. Incredible strength, thought the Raikage, as he realized that this woman is stronger than him. Whoa, scary, thought Killer B. I'll find you, Orochimaru. It doesn't matter where you run or you hide. I'll find you and I'll kill you, yelled Tsunade, as she then started broke down in tears as Jiraiya went over her and comforted her as she started to cry in his chest. Inside of the Kyuubi seal, sitting in his seal, the Kyuubi could see the world getting darker and darker. My strength is leaving me. Don't tell me, said the Kyuubi, as he realized that what happened. That world is human. He told me that he wouldn't get himself killed. Growling in anger, the Kyuubi could feel himself getting weaker and weaker by the minute. No, I won't allow this world escape to be the end of me. The Kyuubi then pushed out his chakra at an alarming rate, healing Naruto's wounds, as he then forced a lot of his chakra into Naruto's heart, trying to start it up again. As the Kyuubi was pushing out a lot of his chakra, as he felt extremely weak, he then dropped down on his palm after using so much chakra. He then heard a beat, and then another beat, as he could see the world getting lighter. Damn brat, nearly getting us killed for that worthless mother of his. As the fox couldn't stand up, he used so much chakra to heal Naruto. He was exhausted. I have done all I can do for you, no brat. It is for you to stay alive. As the Kyuubi then closed his eyes. With Naruto. Where am I? Naruto said to himself. A minute ago, he was looking up at his mother as she was trying to heal his wound when he got stabbed through the chest. Wait, am I dead? Naruto asked as he quickly flipped on his feet. He was in pure darkness, but he could still see his body. As he started to walk, he walked for a very long time until he saw a small light as he chased after it. Eventually, Naruto saw that the small light was from a campfire as it was burning brightly. He then saw a man sitting down at the campfire. Hello, young man. Would you like to come closer and warm yourself? Naruto eyed the man, but he went down to sit down. As he looked at the man, as he was really confused what was going on. Was this the afterlife? As Naruto looked at the man who had silver hair, he seemed very tired for some reason, and he also had a sword strapped on his back, a small sword. Am I dead? Naruto asked. The man raised an eyebrow. Well, yes, I suppose that you're dead. Then what is this place? Naruto asked. It doesn't seem like heaven. Wait, did I end up in hell? As Naruto started to panic, as he then looked at the fire. Are you the devil? Are you going to roast me? As he started to panic and looked around for any small creatures, any demons. The man then burst out in laughter. Do not worry, young man. You're not in hell or in heaven. So, if I'm not in heaven or hell, then where am I? Naruto asked. That is a good question. I suppose you can call this a space between worlds. A sort of halfway point between the world of the dead and the world of the living. After hearing the man's explanation, Naruto nodded, seeing that it did make some sense. So, I am guessing that I'm here because I'm not ready to move on yet, Naruto asked. Perhaps, the man said with a shrug. Is that the same for you? Naruto asked. Yes, the man said, although I am also waiting for something. Waiting for something? And what is that? Naruto asked. I am afraid that I have no idea what I'm waiting for. I just know that I'm not ready to move on. I need to wait. It must be lonely having to wait here by yourself, said Naruto. It is, but from time to time, I meet someone like yourself who is not ready to move on yet. How long have you been waiting here? Asked Naruto. Time has little meaning here. Hours or days could pass here, while years pass in the real world. After hearing this, Naruto just looked in the fire as he wasn't sure how to make out all of this. It seems that I have forgotten my manners, the man said, with a smile as he stood up and offered his hand. My name is Hokage Sakumo. Nice to meet you. Oh yeah, sorry for that, said Naruto. My name is not... Wait. Hokage Sakumo? I believe that's my name, said Sakumo. Seeing who he was talking to, Naruto let go of the man's hand as he stepped back and tripped over the log and fall down. You're Konoha, White Fang, said Naruto as he quickly jumped to his feet. Yes, that is me, said Sakumo, as he looked slightly embarrassed since he was a rather humble man and he didn't like fame. I suppose given your reaction, you heard of me. Heard of you, said Naruto in disbelief. You're a legend in Konoha. This was of course true when growing up. Jiraiya and Tsunade had often told Naruto stories about great shinobis and Sakuno was one of them. It was said that the man was so powerful that he surpassed all three members of the Sannin, and his enemies got fear in their heart when they heard his name. No wonder he looked so familiar. He's Kakashi Sensei's father, Naruto thought, as he could clearly see a strong resemblance within the two, even though he never saw Kakashi's face before. Well, now that you have calmed down, perhaps you can tell me your name, Sakumo asked. Oh yeah, right. My name is Senju Naruto. Senju, you say? Then you must be related to Tsunade, since she was the only living Senju he knew of when he was alive. Yeah, she's my mother, replied Naruto, surprising Sakumo. Your mother? Well, that is very interesting, said Sakumo. Yeah, she told me stories of you. Where Jiraiya told me that if you had lived longer, you would have become the Hokage instead of my father, Minato. Your father? Yeah, my dad is Namikaze Minato. Now I see, said Sakumo. I knew of your father, Minato. He was a powerful and talented shinobi, and you look just like him. I can understand why Saratobi chose Minato to succeed him. By chance, said Sakumo, do you know of my son Kakashi? He was a student of your father. Yeah, I do. He's actually one of my senseis. Is he well? Asked Sakumo. Yeah, he is. He's actually one of Konoha's strongest shinobis, and he is famous through the shinobi world like you. I see. Thank you, Naruto. It pleases me to know that my son is alive and is doing well, said Sakumo with a small smile. My mom also told me what happened to you, and I don't think that it's fair that everyone treated you back then. If I was in your shoes, I would have ended up doing the same thing. You're very kind, Naruto, said Sakumo. You should know, said Naruto, that most shinobis hold you in high regard and understand why you did that. In fact, Kakashi-sensei once told me that those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their friends are even worse than trash. As Sakumo smiled when he heard that, the two continued to talk like this for what it seemed like hours, sharing stories with each other. As Sakumo was shocked when he heard that Naruto could use Mokitan and defeat two Jinchuriki in the same day. You're very impressive, Naruto, said Sakumo. Yes, he is, said a new voice, as Naruto turned towards the darkness, and Sakumo looked as well. Both of them were then surprised as Senju Hoshirama emerged from the darkness, and he was not alone. His brother was there, and four other individuals. The first one was a woman with red hair, as she had the same diamond in her forehead that Naruto's mother possessed. Hello again, Naruto. Upon seeing his both ancestors, Naruto went into a battle stance as he thought they were still being controlled. As Hoshirama raised his hands up in defense. Easy, Naruto, there is no need for violence. My brother and I are free from the Edo Tensei. Naruto scratched the back of his head as he realized that they were in between the world of living and dead, so Orochimaru couldn't control them. How are you two here? Naruto asked as a look of concern appeared on his face. Is Mom, Jiraiya, and Gigi okay? After you sacrificed yourself to free your mother, we were able to free ourselves from the Edo Tensei, said Tobirama. As for Sarutobi and the others, they're fine, but your mother was angered by your death. As Naruto knew that he caused his mother pain, as she must be feeling terrible inside knowing that he's dead. Seeing this, Hoshirama went over to Naruto as he placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder as he told Naruto it will be alright. As Hoshirama then looked at Sakumo, I apologize for intruding on you like this. I didn't expect Naruto to be here with anyone. No apologies are needed, Hoshirama and Tobirama, said Sakumo as he bowed to the both of them. Also, I believe it is best for I to leave and all of you to speak in private. You may stay if you wish, said Hoshirama. This is your camp, as he didn't feel right about forcing the man to leave. Don't worry, I shall take a walk for a while and allow you to speak to Naruto alone. It was very nice talking to you, Naruto, said Sakumo, as Naruto nodded and Sakumo went off in the darkness. After Sakumo left, Naruto turned to the two Hokages and the peoples behind them who start to take seat around the fire. As they all sit down, now then, said Sarutobi, since we weren't able to have a proper conversation when we first meet, I believe this is the best time. Wait, so am I going to stay here? Naruto asked as he lowered his head. No, said Hoshirama. I believe that you will return to the world of living soon. But how? I am not certain, but as soon as I saw you, I just had this feeling. What do you mean? Naruto asked. Before Hoshirama could answer, the woman with the red hair placed her hand on Naruto's left arm. Hoshirama, before you begin, you should introduce the rest of us, since Naruto is probably curious about us as well. Oh, I forgot, said Hoshirama, with a goofy grin. Naruto, allow me to introduce you to my wife, Mito, our son, Itsuki, his wife, Ayase, and their son, Nawaki. After hearing that, Naruto's eyes widened in shock, as these people were his family. Wait, you're Granny Mito? Naruto asked, as the woman just nodded. And you two are my grandparents? Naruto said, pointing to the couple in front of him. Yes, nice to meet you, grandson, said Itsuki with a grin, while his wife, Ayase, just nodded and smiled. So, then you are, said Naruto, as he slowly turned to Nawaki. Yeah, I'm your uncle, so you can call me Uncle Nawaki. Just great, I have a shrimp for an uncle, Naruto said. Hey, who are you calling a shrimp? Nawaki yelled in anger as he stood up and walked up to Naruto. You, who else? Uncle, Naruto said. Hey, just because you're a bit taller doesn't mean that you can call me that. Really? Then what should I call you then? How about Pipsqueak or Runt? Naruto said that cheeky grin as Nawaki got pissed. Alright, let's go, Blondie. Even if you are my sister's kid, I'll kick your ass, yelled Nawaki. Bring it, brat, said Naruto, ignoring the fact that he and Nawaki were the same age. But just when the both of them were about to attack each other, they were knocked on the head. After nursing the bumps on their head, they saw Senju Ayase standing over them. You will both listen what Hoshirama have to say, or do I need to teach you boys manners? No, mom. No, grandmother, said Naruto as both Nawaki and Naruto sit down, while the others just smiled in amusement. While Naruto took his seat, he watched. His grandmother took her seat back to his grandfather, who was still smiling. Now I understand where mom get her scary side from, thought Naruto. Alright, said Hoshirama. Naruto, perhaps you can tell us a bit about your life in Konoha, since everyone here wants to know more about you. Okay, said Naruto, as he then started to talk for hours, telling them all about his life story, all of the things that happened before he came to Konoha. He even filled them in on things that they didn't know, such as the massacre of the Uchiha clan, as Tobirama found that rather amusing that they were killed by one of their own. Naruto then told them that his father was Minato, which surprised the entire family. Naruto then told them how his father sealed a Kyuubi into him, and he had 4 nature affinity. No way! You inherited Hashirama's bloodline? Said Nawaki. It's true, both Hashirama and I have seen it, said Tobirama. He's also got my water nature, where he created a water dragon from using the moisture in the air and the trees around him. After hearing this, Naruto smirked, since it made him happy to be praised by his great uncle. Impressive that you can do so much at a young age. It is clear that Jiraiya and Tsunade have taught you well, said Itsuki. Yeah, Shizune also taught me a lot as well, said Naruto. Shizune? Said Nawaki. Did sister had another kid before you? Nah, she's more like my mother's apprentice, but she's like a big sister to me since she helped my mom raise me. Naruto then went on to tell them about his journey at the Wave Country, the Chunin exams, as he told them about Orochimaru. No way, Orochimaru sensei would never do something like that, said Nawaki. It's true, said Naruto. Orochimaru has changed, as Tobirama then told Nawaki that Orochimaru was the one who used the Edo Tensei to summon them to fight the Konoha ninjas. Naruto also told them what Orochimaru did to Yamato and the other kids that he kidnapped. The news horrified and disgusted the group, as Hoshirama was saddened by the news since it was his DNA that Orochimaru used. As Nawaki took the news the hardest, as he looked up to Orochimaru when he was alive, as Naruto told them all about his battles. So, you're popular with the ladies. Have you kissed any of them? Nawaki asked, as everyone was looking at Naruto, as Naruto hung his head down trying to hide his blush, and he saw that everyone was waiting until he spoke. My, he said, you mean that girl from the Hattori clan that you defeated? Nawaki asked. Yeah, after I won the battle and was healing her injuries, she pulled me in for a kiss and asked me to marry her. After hearing this, the entire group erupted into laughter. as Naoki fell off the log and dropped to the ground and continued to laugh. Naruto simply brought his hand to his face and fake cried since he was now the laughing stock. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notification they posted. Remember to share to all of your friends and social media platform and stay in tune for What If Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu. And also go ahead and check out Anime King 2 because I'm gonna be posting a new episode of What If Naruto had the Sharingan and the Byakugan mix. And also, what if Naruto had 9 Genkai? But for now, I'm out guys. Peace.